welcome back to What Are the Odds of Football? My name is Alika, aka Boanika. I've got my two hosts here and some guests. First host, BK. What's up, Doc? Talk to me.
Oh, wait, no, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, Dad. I see smiles. Talk to me, Doc.
Same. I hope everyone is okay. Let's get back to business.
Away. Then we see Snetlancha, Zondi there. Welcome back, Zondi. It's been too long.
Thank you, sir. It's been a while, I don't want to lie, but I'm back.
Away, and of course, the long lost son of Manchester City. Wonga, how's it?
I'm good, gents. I'm good. And how are you guys? How are you guys doing?
Yeah. We were good. That nice to have you back. All right, gentlemen. Today I'm gonna leave you in the capable hands of Pretty. Kick it off.
Let's get to business. PK, it was a good week in the Premier League. Let's have a look actually at the previous games actually of the Premier League. We're gonna start off with that match of Liverpool with Forest actually. So this is a question for everyone actually. My question is, how or what did Forest United do very well actually in order to beat Liverpool? What did they do actually? What was right?
That's a tough question.
All right, point it somewhere.
Because you're the only one who
Come
got the
close.
ticket right.
Come closer.
He's the only one who got the ticket right out of everyone who beat. He was the only one who got the ticket right. So high. I don't think we can answer that question.
All right. So that off screen, that's Bush off screen right there. So I don't know if I can do this a bit. Anybody else wants to take that question?
Yeah. Let me. What I saw in the game. That Nottingham Forest team. They were just compact. They did not allow Liverpool to play too many balls in behind. And what they were trying to do is frustrate them a lot because they could not create any openings to play behind. I think that's what they did very well, and they were always, when they get the ball, they were hitting it to Owoniyi, that Nigerian guy there. So that I think that's what got them to the finish line.
Do you think that what you call Liverpool actually are becoming what we call those teams which are home winning teams? They only win at Anfield because at the moment they're doing so bad away from home. Are we finally concluding that Liverpool is one of those teams now? And is it a good thing or a bad thing?
I would say it's too soon to judge them to like that. I would say it's too soon. I really don't know what Liverpool has in store for us this season, because 1 minute they play bad, they play good. It's like that Gattuso, sometimes good, sometimes shit. So that's what.
I just want to say one thing, man.
Yeah.
The team Liverpool lost to Brighton.
Forest.
Forest
Yeah.
what?
Nottingham.
Yeah. The keeper there was performing though. Like there was nice shots there.
Yeah.
That could have got in if it was any other keeper. But the keeper, that's it, he knew that today or it's our day. So I don't know how to say it was Liverpool's off day, or is it the whole season type of vibe? I can't differentiate between that.
So
if it's an off game or it's a.
So are we saying the right thing that I'm gonna throw this at BK, if you don't mind. Are we saying that the right thing that both Manchester United and Nottingham did was use Manchester United goalkeepers?
Hey, because the goalkeepers, all of those games he just mentioned, they were performing, right? There were supposed to be goals that were in, but no, it feels like no. So it's very hard to say, guys.
But another thing, Zundi, if you don't mind if I ask you this question, like, is it what do you call? He has so many injuries, club actually. It doesn't have that depth anymore of the team actually. So there are two questions which I want to ask everyone, but I'll start with Zundi. Is it those injuries affecting the system of Liverpool? That type of play actually. Is it having an effect on the player how they normally play?
Yeah, I think that's right. Since if you look at the lineup, there's a lot of new faces. So obviously, those new faces need some time to adjust to the system, yabo, and to build partnerships in between them. I think that's been the problem. Plus, if you look at those players who are doing well, yabo, last season, previous seasons, like Mo Salah, Fabinho, they've also taken a dip in form. So it's more than just the new faces. That's why they're not really playing so well. Because if you look at even the shots on target, the teams are actually level on shots on target. So it means Liverpool are not clinical up front. They did need what's this guy Nunes to be there. So I think maybe he would have made a difference.
BK, your thoughts? You're muted. You're muted.
Yeah, I'm trying to unmute myself. Liverpool for me, they just had a difficult run because they played two tough games. I believe it was West Ham, and then they had a midweek game as well, which they had to win. So it was two difficult games, but the excuse of fatigue, I don't want to use that excuse. I don't want to use the excuse of new faces, because at the end of the day, they were playing a team that is in the bottom three. They had to win that game. Whether or not they had a difficult run midweek or whatever, but for me, I feel like they had to win that game. So I believe that they lost purely because Forest just wanted it more. They needed the win more than they did, and it just boiled down to that.
Okay.
Can I ask one question, guys?
Okay.
You see Ronaldo, for Man U. You guys said he's not good because he wasn't there on the off season, Okay, was Casemiro there off season?
He was playing.
He was playing off season with Madrid.
Yeah, but was he there for Man U?
No, but
Yeah,
he
this is the thing that he was playing.
You see who's the best player in Man U right now? Casemiro. Yeah, but was he there for off season?
But he was there.
He was
Another
there.
team.
Look at how they play, They know how to use Casemiro. Man U. They know.
It's
Okay,
there.
I see his argument. I see.
But
They
okay.
know how to use that guy,
Okay.
and they use him perfectly. They use him the way.
We'll get to
the
that.
next one.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. It's fine.
Because I was
Wonga,
watching the game, I was
this
like,
for you. We're moving on. We're moving on to the Manchester City game, actually with Brighton, if I'm correct. We're playing Brighton. Should Pep be worried about his defense, actually? Because Pep is one coach whereby he likes to keep his defense as solid as possible. But at the moment, they can't keep a clean sheet. Should he be worried with that defense, actually? This season hasn't really had that consistency of keeping a clean sheet and having a solid defense, actually. Should he be worried?
Wonga,
Wonga.
oh,
City, ne? I was saying City, our defense is not the most solid defense that you will ever find. We defend by keeping the ball mostly. So yeah, it's not only this season, because even in the previous season, it's been the same. So for me, the only thing that I get to worry about a lot is like there's actually three guys that I like worry. They just switch off sometimes, and it's a moment at time, and it costs us a lot. The first one is everyone knows that first guy, number 14.
Lapo.
the ball done this someone's part, and then it ends up a goal. And then the best left back in the world, Cancelo, in defense is not the best. Offensively is one. So in defense, where we need him at times, he's not there. And then defensively, Rodri as well. Yeah, I feel like he lacks in that regard. And it's one of the worrying factors for me and for City. I would add.
Okay. But there is no much to recap on the City game. For me, it was just a training session actually for them. They played very well. Everyone expected the results. So if you don't
Sure.
mind, just allow me to move on to the next game.
Can I
Actually,
just add
yes.
to what Wonga said?
Yes.
Wonga, I do agree on the Rodri thing. If PK remembers, we were watching the game together, and I was screaming at Rodri. He was just standing there. Even when we were attacking or we were being pressed, he was just standing there. So I do agree that guy can switch off, and when he switches off, it's a problem.
Okay.
Look, from my side, man, last thing. For me, I would not say Pep should be concerned yet. Maybe it may be a challenge when they're playing those big games against big teams where they need to score a 1-0 and get all 3 points. But if you look at their defense in the league, they've conceded 11 goals, which is the second best record. Only Newcastle this season has conceded less goals.
Yeah.
Because Newcastle has conceded 10. And it's Arsenal, I think, and City at 11. So they're still, the defense is still good. No need to be concerned as yet, but you do worry when they go into the latter stages of the Champions League and the league itself, that when they need to pick up that 1-0, will the defense affect them? But for now, not really much of a concern.
Okay. And then we look at the next match, which was Man U and Chelsea, actually. So my question actually to everyone, it's that Cucurella was taken out before halftime, actually. I think it was 32 minutes through the match. He was taken off because of the tactics of the coach. He got the tactics wrong, actually. Does it kill the morale of a player? As a player, how do you feel if such thing happened to you? Does it send a message to you that, dog, you don't fit in this system?
Can I say something, man?
About Cucurella.
But those two coaches,
Cucurella.
those two coaches
About
are
Cucurella.
tactical guys. Listen, they're tactical. That match against Man U and Chelsea, it was a tactical. You know what I mean by tactical? It was every time they made a sub, there was a difference in a game.
Okay.
Every time.
So what are you saying Bush, about this question?
My thing is, if I make a tactical sub, it can't damage your
Like benching Ronaldo.
yeah, but no, I
Never mind.
he saw some soft spots.
Sonny, how do you feel about it, my guy? How does the player feel, actually?
Hey, yeah, obvious as a player, you're gonna take it personal because players are players. But then if it's not like the coach was like, hey, this guy is costing us. It was mainly because they were getting cooked in the midfield. So it wasn't who's this guy Cucurella's fault personal. It's just that as the team as it was defensively, tactically, they were just getting run over in the midfield. So he had to bring in Kovacic to plug that hole. And after that, you saw it's okay. United couldn't just freely do whatever they were doing before they took off Cucurella. So I think as a player, you need to understand that it's a team sport, man. You have to take it on the chin.
But then another follow-up question to that, actually. So by looking at the game, if you guys saw the game, likes of Sterling and Aubameyang were not having the perfect game, actually. Sterling was nowhere to be seen in the game. Are we saying that Potter actually can coach bigger players actually? That's my question. Because Sterling was having a bad game, but he couldn't have the guts to substitute him. If a player is having such a bad game, don't you think that we have the momentum to change such players? Why didn't he take out Sterling? Anyone can take it. BK,
Oh, okay, BK, you can go.
I go. No, for me, I think first of all, I was impressed that Potter changed, made a substitution in the 30-something minute when his team was suffering. It shows that for me, it shows being a good coach. Because if you see your team is suffering, don't wait until you concede before you do what is obvious, that Man United are running amok in that midfield. Casemiro, Bruno, they were just doing what they wanted to do in that midfield. As for Sterling, I think maybe he was hoping for a counter. Potter was hoping for a counter because it was more of a midfield battle than anything else. So maybe Potter was hoping for that one ball and then Sterling to use his pace and for them to get a goal. But otherwise, as we say, it was really a tactical battle, midfield battle, and yeah, nothing more to say on that one.
Wonga.
Yeah, I just wanted. There's a point. I don't know who made the point, but I think it was Zondi. When you take out a player, also as a coach, at the moment when you think it out, he'll obviously feel like maybe it's a personal attack. But as a coach as well, you talk to the player and say, hey, this is what I was doing. So it goes just player management as well. So that as a coach, you tell your players, hey, this is what I'm doing. And actually, also the players will see that the change that was made, it worked out for the better because they were suffering, and then after the change, things got better for them. So player management as well, it also comes in to help the players' morale and personal confidence.
This question actually, I hate to ask it each and every session which you have, but I just want to get clarity. For this, the last session, I'm asking this question actually. It's 5 games for him at the league, and he got 9 points out of those 5 games actually. Like not 9 points, 11 points. I was saying that he can manage Chelsea, but is that the football which Chelsea normally plays? The boring football.
All right. I've always said this with Potter's team, or let me say the Potter's Brighton. For me, it was very exciting. If you go and compare it to this Chelsea team now, it's a bit difficult to then say what's happening. Is it the players that he has, and is just what he has now, or is he now changing systems because he's at a big club? So I would say yes. For me, Chelsea have always been boring. The only exciting Chelsea that I know was when Eden Hazard was there. That was an exciting Chelsea, and of which goes to
Carlo Ancelotti's Chelsea. That was exciting.
Yeah, it was exciting. It was exciting, but it was exciting.
Okay, sharp. You can say that. You can say that. It's not like Carlos Real Madrid is exciting, but
But they scored a lot of goals under Maluda. I don't know if you remember Maluda, Drogba, the whole lot of them. They scored a lot of goals. And
okay, I'll take that. I'll take that to the chin. But most of the Chelsea teams that we watched, they were really boring. I mean, I remember the final against Barca. Those guys, they would sit back, they would defend. Okay, I know they'll play against the Lionel Messi, but I think it's the players that Potter has at the moment. And I'm going to send a shout out to Albert. Albert has said this before, that Chelsea need an exciting player in the squad.
Okay, we can move forward if no one has anything to.
I'd like to add something.
Okay.
I'd like to add something real quick. I mean, personally, with the Aubameyang thing, I feel as though he would benefit if they went back to a 3-4-3. with Ziyech on the right to take away attention from him. I really do think Aubameyang is the type of striker that is not really going to be involved that much in the build-up play. But if you get him the ball in the right spaces, he'll do what he needs to do. So I think having a Ziyech alongside him would help him because yes, Mount has been playing well, but it goes and he gets tired in some places. Not tired as in fatigue, but tired as in he lacks ideas that I think Ziyech would have.
But the issue comes whereby if we look at that squad, the Chelsea squad, to add up on this and then close this thing of Chelsea. If you look at that squad, it's full with defenders and midfielders, not really too much attacking players. You understand? So if we're playing a 4-4-3 as Chelsea, we have so many defending players on the bench and midfielders. You understand? So isn't it in other words, isn't it the coach forced to play the system which was already there, and he can't use that system?
Are you asking a question?
I'm asking.
All right. Can I? Anyone? Should I?
Oh, I can answer.
All right.
Please go.
When we say attackers, don't forget they're the likes of Pulisic, Ziyech sitting on the bench. These are wingers. Do you understand? So I do agree on with what Zoni says that if they could go back to that if Tuchel was still coaching the squad and he still had confidence and he didn't have to buy players himself and he didn't have to be a sporting director, I think with Aubameyang they would have done better. Because one thing that Lukaku failed in was to get into the spaces. He didn't understand why he has to go touch the ball once and then score. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But with the likes of Aubameyang, I hated Aubameyang at Barca because he didn't go touch the ball, which is why I love Lewandowski now. But with this squad, the system that they played again with Tuchel, all you have to do as Aubameyang is to get into the spaces with your Ben Chilwell, with your Reece James crossing the ball, with your Mount playing behind you, with your Ziyech and let's say Pulisic or Havertz playing next to you. I think they would have done much, much better. I'm not saying anything, Potter, yet. The channel is giving you 5 more games, and then they will decide how well you do.
Okay. Let's move on to the Leicester City game, actually. I don't want to touch much also on at that game. I just have one question, actually.
Remind us, Leicester?
I think it was Leicester against I forgot. Isn't it Leeds?
Continue.
It's Leeds, I think.
Okay, yeah.
The question is, it's Wolves, actually.
Okay, yeah.
The question is, are Leicester back to their mojo, actually? Because the past 3 games they have been scoring and they've been looking like the Leicester, which normally upset the top 6 teams, actually. Are Leicester back to their mojo, actually?
My answer is no.
Okay, simple.
I don't even know how to deliberate. You are number 17. You are at the bottom. You are fighting relegation. You'll probably be there the whole season. I like Jimmy Vardy, but no.
PK,
That's my answer.
with actually, I want to take it to Wonga because it does involve his team, actually. After such a big result, you're not playing Europa League, you're not playing Champions League. Now the next game is City. You had a wonderful game. You are home against City. Do you carry that momentum to the City game? Do you have the confidence and say that, guys, we can do something to those big 6 teams, actually?
When you face City, it's a different ball game because you might feel that you might be lucky and then they just score a first minute and then your whole game plan will be ruined. So I think for them, against City, I think what I would do if I was any team against City, I'd just try to be cautious and try just to catch them on the break. That's what I would do, and then because if I think if I would think that I'm gonna try to take the game to them, it would not work. I'd get out.
Okay. We can move on. I have nothing much again. Let's go to the Arsenal draw. Actually, Arsenal played on Sunday. Was it Sunday? Yes. They played a draw. Does these results affect them at the top of the league? Is this where Arsenal everything changes for them?
Controversy. Okay.
Anyone? Zombie.
Let me unmute myself here. Personally, I think it doesn't really affect them, but it's not a good look when you have been conceding goals, when you have looked shaky at times. And if you look at this Arsenal squad, they need that motivation. The youngsters need momentum in their games. So if this persists where they drop points and they don't play well, I could see them going into a mini slump nyana, and it could allow City to overtake them. And I really do think once City overtakes them, it's over, Shane. They're not going back to first.
PK, should Arsenal get a striker? Are we saying that Arsenal needs a striker? Because they had so many chances. Jesus was there, but he couldn't finish. I remember I had a chance one-on-one with the keeper so many times, I think 2 times. He couldn't get a shot on target at least. All of them were off target. Do Arsenal now be concerned that, guys, Jesus is not really there anymore? We need a striker then transfer window, January transfer window.
No, I don't think they should push for a striker. I think, as I normally say, you're allowed to have an off game. And well, Jesus has had a lot of off games as of late. I don't remember the last time he scored in the EPL. But I think he's been covered by the fact that Martinelli, Saka, they've been on form and they've been scoring. But as for striker, I don't think at the moment they need a striker. I think it's just for Jesus to get back to what he was beginning of the season.
Back to you, Vicky, because this concerns one of your team, whatever. So we're looking at Rashford, ne? He scored 5 goals. We're looking at Nunes, he has 5 goals in the league. We're looking at Jesus, he has 5 goals in the league. And then Jesus has played so many minutes, actually. He has played 1,000 minutes. Nunes has played 500 minutes. Rashford has played 700 minutes. Why are we being so hard on Nunes? While there is a player whereby the team is doing very well, but then he's not scoring the goals. Why are we being hard on Nunes?
Listen, when a team buys you for the amount of money that they bought Nunes for, when you come in and Sadio Mane leaves, and you're expected to provide the goals, when Mo Salah is not on form anymore, when Diaz is injured and is only coming back after the World Cup, all of these things, it puts pressure on you to then be the focal point of the team, to then bang in the goals. Remember, this is the guy, beginning of the season, we all said it's Haaland versus Nunes, and he hasn't come to the party. Well, you know the story behind Haaland, but Nunes has not come to the party. I think that's why maybe he's under pressure. That's why there's so much talk about him not scoring, because of the dynamics in the team, what is going on around him, what the rivals are doing, City with Haaland. So that is why he's under pressure.
Okay. Now I just want a yes or no from everyone. Will Arsenal make it to the half end of the season while being on top? Anika,
No.
Wait, can you come back to me?
can I come back to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Wonga, will they make it?
To top 4, what?
Top of the league at the end of the first half, actually.
Oh. They might.
It's
They
a
may be
yes or
going.
no, Wonga. Yes or no, my friend?
It's a yes or no for that. They
Sorry?
might draw again and they might draw again, and then they are behind us.
Wonga, it's not an answer. It's a
Yeah,
yes or
Wonga,
no.
Wonga. So we want you on record, that.
What you on record? Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes.
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 Controversy.
Dondi, yes or no?
Obvious, it's a no.
Yes or no?
For me, it's a
It's a no.
We just want to
Yes or
Because
no?
people have been talking, bro, saying Arsenal's gonna go down, but it's not up there. As a City fan, I'm talking. It's a yes.
It's a yes. Okay. As we move on to the you have an answer.
There's no way.
There is no way.
I'm looking at the pictures now.
There's no way.
There's no way.
Okay. But it's not bad.
What do you mean?
It's not bad.
It's
It's
not
Chelsea.
They play Chelsea.
The Chelsea game.
They play
The
Chelsea.
Chelsea game is gonna
They
shut
play
up.
West Ham. That's Stubborn West Ham. They play Brighton.
And Wolves.
There's no way.
Okay. Let's move on. Let's move on. We'll look at it. The other Sunday game, which was Tottenham against Newcastle. PK, what's happening with Tottenham? What's happening?
Spurs. I don't know if it's the formation, if it's the players, because if you think about it, ever since Poch left, they've had Mourinho, they've had the former Wolves coach who was doing quite well, Nuno, and now with Conte. But something is off there, man. They don't seem to click. We always comment on that, and you guys always laugh when we say that football is boring. And the question is, how can you play boring football when you have Richarlison, Kane, Son, such exciting players, such an exciting front three, but you don't offer anything in your games?
Thank you. Yeah. I thought you were skipping. Honestly, for me, I'm disappointed in Conte here. You can't go and lay down on such a game, man. I know it's Newcastle. Newcastle play good football, but Spurs were there, and Newcastle looks like a 100 billion team. There, I know they are, but you watch Son and let's say Richarlison and your what's his name, Kuleveski or whatever. They don't play close to each other, man, and you don't understand why. The other guy will be there when Kane receives the ball. Other guy is there when Son receives the ball. Other guy is there. I'm disappointed in Conte. I blame Conte in all of this.
Wonga, talking about Tottenham, actually, do you think it's time for Conte to change his style of football, actually? Is it time that we say this old-fashioned football, the low block, it's not working, actually? You have to, you're coaching one of the big teams, one of the big teams which are a threat in the Premier League. Do you have to attack? Because they were sitting back at home. One thing which I didn't understand, why are you sitting back while you're at home? Is it time for him to change his style of football with that team, actually?
Definitely. What I think lacks at that team name is that traditional number 10 guy, someone who's creative. They don't have someone who's creative, who can pick proper passes. Kane drops back, but then now then the space up front, there's no one who receive the ball because he's back there going in deep to receive the ball. So for Tottenham, yeah, that's a problem. And what you're saying, going low block at home against Newcastle, that's not a good tactic, man. If you're a big team, or rather supposed big team, you're supposed to be bringing the game to Newcastle. They are supposed to be doing low blocks against you. So, but as you guys are saying, they're not exciting. They don't have creativity. They don't have flavor. They just want to catch people on the counter. That's all they want to do.
Let's log in and let's log out and log in again.